Welcome to another episode of Four Wheeling SA, and in this episode we're traveling from Twee Rivieren to Nossob. The Kalahari, the roads are bad, it's hot and it's dusty. So why do people come here?
Welcome to our journey to and through the Kgalagadi. As we travel to the Kalahari, we pass through some breathtaking landscapes, including some spectacular salt pans before we reach the park itself. The views over these pans are just amazing. We were soon on the last bit of tar road as we approached the entrance of the park.
We've arrived in the Kgalagadi, so quickly gonna set up camp and then we'll see if there's some time for a late afternoon drive.
Luckily for us, there was time, and we headed out full of excitement even after the long drive from home. Very fittingly was that our first sighting was a quick glimpse of a gemsbok crossing the road, especially since the park used to be known as the Gemsboks National Park. As we headed back to camp, we drove into the spectacular sunset. While we were lighting up our fire, dark clouds started to build up in the distance. Luckily for us, the thunderstorm just missed us and we could continue to prepare our meal.
Plan for today is to pack up and then head to Nossob. We'll be staying there for 3 nights.
Our first sighting of the day was this lonely small little antelope, followed by a falcon far away overseeing some red hartebeest grazing in the riverbed. On the road there were still some signs of the thunderstorm that just missed us the previous evening. We then reached this tree with one of the biggest nests of sociable weavers. They built the biggest nest of all birds and it can have up to 500 rooms. Talking about big and birds, ostriches are the heaviest birds and they lay the largest egg of any land animal. pushing on, we soon found ourselves in a race with a canoe for blue wildebeest. The name of the Corrie bustard in Afrikaans is gompou, and literally translated back will be gum peacock. With our bodies craving some food, we pushed on into the direction of the Melkvlei picnic site.
We've arrived here at the Melkvlei picnic site. Just gonna stretch the legs a bit. I think it's still 110 kilometers or something until Nossob. So for a mixed morning, I think the game that we've seen is nice to see, but obviously you're waiting for that lion or that leopard. But it's nice when you drive along and you don't see them, you start to look for the other smaller things. Something interesting as you drive, you see all these rocks are quite white. Now correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but according to me it's because of the high limestone content in here that caused them to have this white color. That's the Melkvlei picnic site. Now we're heading on our way to Nossob. Hopefully there's something interesting on the way there.
Interesting to know is that the term wildebeest originates from Afrikaans, meaning wild beast. Meanwhile, the term canoe comes from a Khoisan language. Don't worry, it's the exact same animal. Some of the names of the waterholes tells a story of people who had a memorable story, while others are more self-explanatory.
We've arrived at Nossob. So quickly gonna set up camp and then I'm gonna head for a swim.
All three the main camps have swimming pools and are definitely welcome after setting up camp.
It's deep enough to make a bomb. That was a nice swim. So I've started the fire. I'm gonna make a nice potjie tonight. I'm gonna do a pork neck steak potjie. The first step is I take some marinated pork necks and pork neck steaks. I got them from the butchery in Hartbeespoort. But yeah, it helps that they're marinated because you already have the flavor in your pot, so then you don't really have to add any other spices or things like that. So I'm going to add some water, then a beer, and then some white wine, and then I will add the vegetables and add water if required. Okay, so the first thing I add is almost, let's say, half a beer. So there's a bit of wine. It's about 300 milliliters of wine. Next to go in is some carrots and some peas. You can add green beans if you want as well. And some baby corn mealies. Okay, and then you just add a bit of water and then you close it, and about 2 hours later you can take it out. I almost forgot, there's a bit of sweet and sour sauce I'll also add, and then after that I will add the water. See what it looks like. Oh, that looks nice, almost ready. We had to go from the coals to the stove, to the gas stove. According to my neighbor, if you do it on fire, it's a potjie. If you do it on gas, it's a stew. So I don't know what this is. This now a pot stew.
Be mindful of the scorpions at night.
Good morning. Yeah, we had some fun last night. We had the jackal visiting us, and that is why you please don't feed the animals, because for you it might be funny, but for the next guy it's not so funny if they're gonna take their stuff. So please don't feed the animals. Back to the day. We're probably gonna take 2 short drives today. I think the first drive we'll drive up to Layers Dry, see what we see, and then later today we will drive to Marisagat.
As was the case during the previous days, birds of prey were present again. Up to now we have noticed a lack of big herds of game. At this waterhole there was a lonely jackal with a small group of springbuck approaching.
We've just stopped at the waterhole. Finally see a little bit of game, some oryx and ostriches, but game has been very scarce so far this morning.
A while later, a bigger herd of blue wildebeest came to the waterhole. A couple of jackals also came out with some small birds looking on.
Arrived here at the Layers Dry picnic site. Very quiet morning, but at least we had a nice sighting of a couple of blue wildebeest at the Polenswa waterhole, but besides from that, nothing else. But yeah, we're still searching for that line. A lot of people say it's quite quiet this year in terms of the predators. Yeah, but it is what it is, huh? So make the best of it and try and look at the other things around, appreciate the environment, the quietness. There's really, in comparison to the Kruger, there's not a lot of people around here.
On the way back we saw some secretary birds. Apparently these birds only fly when necessary.
She calling me
Back at the Pollensa waterhole, a herd of springbok has joined the jackal, with a falcon watching them. In the city we call it zebra crossings, but here we should maybe call it gemsboks crossings.
We just got back to camp from that game drive. Quickly gonna have a very late brunch, and then we're just gonna relax a bit in camp, and then tonight we want to go out to Kgalagadi and see if there's something special at the waterhole.
After brunch we had the scariest little visitor. Our late afternoon drive did not deliver much in terms of animal sightings, but we were again treated to another spectacular sunset.
Good morning. We woke up quite early this morning. I'm going to go for an early game drive up to Union's End. Just going to have a coffee and hopefully we find those lions today. Keeping fingers crossed.
What an amazing sunrise. Was our luck about to change today?
At the Pollensa waterhole, we're just seeing a battle here with a small little falcon trying to catch one of these little birds here. So we'll wait a bit to see if he's successful.
Oh my God.
Some jackal came to drink water, but there was an eagle looking at something behind us.
Here is our lion.
herd of wildebeest approached, but our lion was not hungry and looked on while they were drinking water.
Finally found our lion. We're now here at the Layers Dry picnic spot. Just gonna have a quick stopover and then we're gonna continue to Union's End. Yeah, it just shows you have to be patient and then you will get it. It's not maybe the best sighting, the closest, but at least we can say we've seen a lion. So it makes you feel a bit better and then hopefully the sightings will just get better. Let's continue.
The drive to Union's End is a long drive. We recommend to set at least more than half a day aside for this. We finally arrived at Union's End. It was a long drive after leaving Nossob early in the morning and stopping at Layers Dry on the way there.
The name Union's End comes from its association as being the most northern point of what was the Union of South Africa, the Natal and Cape colonies under British rule from May 1910 to May 1961. Today, Union's End still marks the meeting place of the borders of South Africa, Botswana and Namibia. This is also the point where the dry Nossob River enters South Africa from Namibia. Union's End is sometimes referred to as World's End on account of its remoteness. We're here at the Union's End picnic site. Just want to let you listen how quiet it is here.
On the way back, it started to get hot outside. This is actually not this hot here, since temperatures here can go well above 40 degrees Celsius. We took one of the smaller routes back, just for a change of scenery. Back at the Poletswa waterhole, our lion from the morning was still sleeping. After another gemsboks crossing at Kgalagadi, we got this amazing bathing display from a Bateleur eagle. This is one of my favorite eagles. A brown eagle also made an appearance, but only to drink water. Back at camp, we made a quick turn at the exhibition center to learn more about this amazing place. We walked to the height, hoping to find something exciting at the waterhole. Heights like these give you the opportunity to come and sit waiting quietly for game to come and drink water and to just appreciate the silence of the Kgalagadi. The campsite at Nossob is spacious, with only around 20 sites. Only 3 of them are next to the fence. The camp is one of the neatest ablution blocks and sculleries we have come across.
Just gonna go out quickly for a late afternoon game drive. When we come back, we're gonna start packing up because tomorrow we're heading to Mata Mata. We just stopped and the guy told us that there's 10 lions, 10 kilometers down the road from here. So we're gonna try and find them.
And there they were, 10 beautiful lions in the road just for ourselves. It was such a pity that we had limited time to spend with them as we had to rush back to camp.
We've made it. We're back in time, but they do close the gate at 7 o'clock. We were there 3 minutes after 7. But yeah, what a fantastic end to the day. And we're just going to relax around the fire. And yeah, tomorrow we pack up and we head to Mata Mata. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode with us. Last bit was a bit stressful. But yeah, see you on the next one.